Today we're going to talk about the Lucas model. There have been some development success stories that could be explained by the effects of learning by doing. One of these is the growth miracles of the Asian tigers. They started producing and exporting goods that they didn't produce normally. For Lucas, it has become evident that capital accumulation is not sufficient for explaining why countries grow differently. He says that exists a factor that is isolated by the neoclassical model, and it's this factor that in fact explains the differences in levels and rates of growth of per capita income across the countries. This factor is the human capital. By human capital, we understand skill levels. Human capital accumulation or the accumulation of skills is acquired through learning by doing. This model explains the economic development process. Finally, we can say that this model is useful for explaining the growth on the long run because it has not diminishing returns to scale.
The Lucas model is an application of the Solow model. Instead of incorporating a technological factor A human capital factor H is incorporated to the labor force. According to Lucas, human capital is constantly growing because people are constantly spending time educating themselves and accumulating knowledge. In this model, U is the proportion of time spent working, and 1 minus U is the proportion of time spent in education. Thus, the rate of change of human capital will be 1 minus U. The per capita production function will incorporate a factor of expansion h to the power of 1 minus alpha. That factor of expansion, as opposed to the conventional Solow model, is constantly growing. Since the human capital factor of expansion is growing with time, the per capita production function also expands through time, and so does the stationary state, allowing for indefinite long-run growth. If a policy that increases time spent in education is applied, the expansion of the curve will accelerate, allowing for larger long-run growth.
In this part of the activity, we will talk about an example taken to a real life in the economy of a country. The country we choose was Mexico. It's good to say again that the Lucas model basically states that the longer people spend studying, the faster will be the long-term growth. Investigators of Universidad Iberoamericana of Mexico found out that when we simulate this model in Mexico, the result is that the long-term growth is going to be very low. That means that in Mexico they are not investing enough in education, they are not supporting enough the quality of education, and the amount of time that people invest in improving their ability is not enough for a sustainable growth. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you very much.